Hi there, and these comments are for AE, and I am Michael, the founder owner and the materials writer for all of your lessons. And I got your message, and you joined my online TOEFL course yesterday. I apologize. I just created your username and your password. I sent that to your email address. All right, so let's take a look at what you're saying here. Now, I might make a few changes in the email so you can see some of your language use issues. I hope you don't mind. See, I hope my email finds you well. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. I am AE, maybe put a comma here, an international MD. Recently, I finished, I'm going to say here, maybe a master's degree in vision science in the Vision Science School of Optometry, Pacific University. I sit. We don't say we sit for a test. You could say this. I would probably say this. I have taken the TOEFL 3 times, or if you just want to use past, I took the TOEFL test 3 times. The last one was in, I'm going to say in October because you didn't give the specific dates. Actually, I didn't study too hard for it because I was busy in the master's program. My total score was 85, maybe here. Reading 20, writing 21, speaking 24, and listening 20. I took the IELTS in 2009, and my total score is 6.5. So you got pretty good English skills, right? So writing 7, speaking 7, listening 6.5. and reading 5.5. You say, from today, I am fully dedicated to study for TOEFL and achieve my target score, which should be around 100, and each subsection should be 25. I'm willing to study for about 12 hours a day and I'm looking to, maybe you can say here, take the exam by the middle of June or July. I would like to access the study materials ASAP. Please could you provide me username and password to get access to the study materials? Thank you in advance for your time and support, and I look forward to hearing from you. All right, we got it, and I will do that right away. Okay, now the question is, what do you do? So you have your username and your password now, so you probably have noticed that I have over 700 lessons to help you improve your vocabulary, pronunciation, grammar, reading, listening, speaking, and writing areas. No joke, 700 lessons. So for you to go from 85 to 100, here are my recommendations. So I would recommend, beginning today, start doing writing practice tests, independent and integrated writing practice tests. The more you can take, the better you're going to be, and you'll get better in that area, by the way. Try to do 3 or 4 writing practice tests per week. Number 2, you should join my Voxy Pop speaking discussion group. You should start completing speaking practice tests. I also want to help you with your speaking, so maybe you can get a couple points higher there. That would be good, right? So you can start sending me maybe 2 or 3 speaking practice tests every week. So you're doing that already, right? Remember that I give feedback. I give audio feedback for your speaking. My teaching assistant will read and score your writing practice tests. You can also send him some questions that you might have regarding your essays. And I think that you will be able to improve. Now, having said that, here's what you want to do right now. So you got a lot of time to study. And you're saying here that you say, I'm willing to study 12 hours a day. My goodness. Be careful, though. If you study TOEFL 12 hours a day, you're going to burn out in a week. That's probably too much. But I'm going to give you some things that you can do that will help you. And then you can also use my online TOEFL course at the same time. Does that make sense? All right. So right now, make sure you're watching TV. You can focus on news, documentary, history, and science programs. You can also combine this listening with movies. If you can watch some movies each week, that will also be very helpful. Number 2, you should also be doing some reading every day. So I recommend magazines, newspapers, and longer books. So for your reading and your listening practice, remember, this is not my website. You're just doing this generally. You got 12 hours a day. You got a lot of time to do a lot of things, right? So to help you with the reading and the listening scores, as you're doing your reading and listening practice, take notes. Focus on the main and the most important supporting points of the reading and the listening passages. Then using your notes, you should practice speaking and writing about that information. If you're serious, here's my recommendation. You got 12 hours a day, here's what you can do. I want you to write 3 academic summaries each week. The academic summaries are based on the main and the most important supporting points of the reading and the listening passages. In addition, you should also be speaking about these reading and listening passages. So I recommend 3 to 5 oral summaries of the reading and listening passages as well. You should record these so you can listen to them and you can check or monitor your pronunciation, your language use, and also your topic development, or in other words, how you're organizing and developing your points. So do that. That's probably 2 hours every day right there. Am I right? So you're doing some reading and listening practice. You're speaking and writing about that information. All right, now let's move over to my online course. So each day you can focus on lessons in my online TOEFL course. Now, some of my lessons you may already know. They may be easy. Skip them. So here's my recommendations. I recommend that first, with your time, go through the vocabulary, pronunciation, and grammar lessons. Now, some of my vocabulary lessons, you can't just complete them in a week. It may take a month or more, especially vocabulary lesson number 4, 5, and 6. But at least you can get started with those. So you're budgeting your time each day to focus on vocabulary, pronunciation, and grammar. The grammar is very important for you for your writing scores. Does that make sense? So you got to really work hard in the grammar part of my course. Now, once you've done those 3 sections, then you can focus in the listening and the reading areas of my course. And then finally, you can focus on the speaking and the writing. But like I was saying, I think it's a good idea probably to start sending me speaking and writing practice tests immediately so you can start getting some comments in those areas. So if you just joined my course for that, trust me, it's worth it. All right, so those are my recommendations for you. I'm very glad to have you as one of my students. Remember that I'm only an email away, so if you have any questions at all regarding my online course, you can simply send me an email. Just be very specific in the questions. So I just outlined in this video what you can start doing today during your 10 to 12 hour days of your English practice. All right, and remember to have fun. So if sometimes during the day, if you Skype somebody or talk to somebody on the internet, if you talk to a native speaker at home or on the phone, all of these things are very, very good practice for you. Now what you can do is, maybe in about a month if you want, you can take a full-length IBT practice test to monitor your progress. If you go to the 8th section of my course, you will get information about my 5-hour full-length practice test. Actually, it's another website that I've contracted with, and they offer the full-length practice test. But it's a good idea to take a practice test before you actually take the TOEFL exam. Think about it for a minute. If you take a practice test, a few things are going to happen. Number one, you can get a little bit more familiar with the structure and the format of the TOEFL exam. That's a good thing. Number two, this is important. You learn how to concentrate. You learn how to complete a 5-hour test with minimal distractions. You build the stamina needed to complete this rigorous 5-hour test. I think that's important too. Of course, number 3 is you mark your progress. You can see based on your 6 speaking tasks, your 2 writing tasks, and then your subtotals, of course, in the reading, listening, speaking, and writing, you can see where you are right now. You can get an estimate of what your TOEFL score is, and that's going to give you some very valuable information. All right, anyway, thank you very much for joining my course, and all the best to your high score in TOEFL success, and it is my goal to help you reach 100.